Hello everyone, this is Cyberslithine, and today I'm going to be showing you how to have everyone survive the suicide mission in Mass Effect 2. Now, before we start, you're going to need to do some things before you launch the suicide mission. For one, you're going to need everyone's loyalty. I mean, that's a given, isn't it? However, if you want your crew to survive as well, after they are collected by the collectors, then you're going to need to do things in a certain order. So, of course, first of all, you're going to be told to recruit Mordin, Grunt, Jack, and Garrus. So, you do those, like they say, and then you gain all their loyalty. Then you get the next batch of dossiers from the Elusive Man, and you need to collect Thane, Samara, and Tali. So, you do those and gain their loyalty, but make sure you have everyone's loyalty in your party before you collect Legion from the Derelict Reaper. This is essential if you want to have everyone survive, including the crew, because as you know, at some point when you're on a mission, then the collectors will attack, and unless you go and save your crew straight away, then they will die. So, now you've collected Legion as well, you've gained his loyalty, and then you've gone on another mission that collects the stolen crew, and you've launched the suicide mission. Now, as long as you do that straight away, everyone will be fine, and since your crew is loyal, then they will survive if you make the right choices. So, first of all, you're going to need to buy the 3 ship upgrades, which is heavy armor, multi-core shielding, and the Thanix cannon. They're not expensive to buy. I mean, I forgot to buy them my first time, so 3 crew members died. If you don't buy the heavy ship armor, then an Oculus will beam through your ship and kill Jack. He'll always be Jack here. Then, if you failed to buy the other 2 upgrades, then other crew members will die as well. There are a few that will never die if you don't, but other than that it'll be random. For example, Kasumi might be electrocuted and Garrus might have a beam from the Normandy fall on him. So, I should point out here that if you fail to buy one of these upgrades, you can still save some people. So, an Oculus will fly into the shuttle bay, and whoever you take with you to kill it will be safe from harm. Not for the entire suicide mission, but before you gain control and actually go into the collector base, they will be safe. So let's say you bring Zaid and Miranda in there, then they will be safe from harm. They will not be killed because of your mistakes not buying ship upgrades. Now, of course, you're going to need to choose someone to be your tech specialist. Jacob will step up and say I'll do it, but you tell him no, because he will get himself killed by a rocket to the face. So, in here you're going to need to choose Tali, Legion, or Kasumi, because they're both very good with tech, and will both get the job done without being killed. And then you're going to need to choose a fire team leader. Once again, 3 people can do this successfully, and that's Miranda, Jacob, and Garrus. If you don't choose one of these 3, or they're not loyal, then they will get your tech specialist killed. So you're going to want to get that. Also, if you choose a bad fire team leader, they will get your tech specialist killed even if they are loyal and they are one of the 3 I mentioned before. So, now that we've got past that bit, it just depends on your skills getting through and whether you let your tech specialist through in time by opening the doors. So, next thing is you're going to find your crew. If you followed my advice earlier, then they will still be alive. Instead of, I think it's Kelly Chambers that gets killed, one of the colonists from, I can't remember the name of the planet, but it was near the beginning where you meet Ashley or Caden. Yeah, one of those will die instead, just so that you can see what the collectors do. So now you're going to be asked to escort them back, and then you'll be told that there's no time, you're going to need to carry on. So either you can leave them to go on their own, or you can send someone with them. of course, if you want everyone to survive, you can't send them on their own, or they'll just be killed by collectors. So you're going to want to send someone with them. I would always recommend Mordin goes back. I will tell you why him in particular later, but anyone loyal will get them back without harm. If they're not loyal, then they will give their life for the rest of the crew, but the crew will live. So, next, of course, you're going to need to choose a biotic specialist. Samara and Jack can do this, and since Samara and Morinth are the same person pretty much, then I guess Morinth can make it through as well. But if you don't choose one of these two, then one of your crew members will be taken away by a swarm. Now you're going to need to choose a diversion team leader. Once again, you can choose Miranda, Jacob or Garrus. However, another thing I should point out is that even if Miranda is not loyal, she will survive this, and with no negative repercussions. I'm not sure why this is, but that's in the game nonetheless. So now it's another combat bit where if you've chosen the right people, then it just relies on you to get through it. Now is sort of the final stand, the hold the line bit, which isn't too difficult as long as you choose the right people once again. So you'll be asked to take 2 people with you to kill the Human Reaper and leave the rest of the your crew behind to fend off from collectors. Now, contrary to popular belief, it does actually matter who you leave behind. Obviously, if everyone's loyal, then it doesn't matter so much, but it still does kind of. I'll explain it. So, if, for example, I took Garrus and Grunt with me to fight the Human Reaper, then there's a chance that some of your crew might die, because some crew members have very good defensive capabilities. These people are Garrus, Grunt and Zaid. They're very good at defending. So, if you leave 2 of these people behind and they're loyal, then all of your crew should survive. I'm not saying that's definite, but they should. Now, if you take 2 with you, then it's getting a bit iffy and someone might die. So, in order of people that will die if your defensive capabilities aren't good enough, there's sort of 3 tiers. At the bottom tier, there's people that aren't very good at defense, like Mordin, Tali, and you know the sort. And then right at the top there's Garrus, Zaid and Grunt. This is why I told you to bring Mordin to escort your crew back to the Normandy, because he will be the first to die if your defensive capabilities aren't good enough. So, now that you've done that, it doesn't really matter who you bring with you as long as it's not too very good at defense crew. So you can do that, kill the Human Reaper. These crew members will survive no matter what as long as they're loyal. So even though it might look like they're dead at the end run after you've chosen whether to destroy or control the base, they might look dead, but they're not, as long as they're loyal. Now is the very end bit that determines whether you survive or not. Now, it is very easy to survive in this. You would need to do it on purpose if you wanted to die. So, you just need at least 2 crew members to survive. I'm not sure why it's not 1, and they can't pull you up when you're dangling off the side of the Normandy. But, yeah, as long as 2 other people survive, that doesn't include Joker, you will live as well. And then you make your graceful and elegant escape from the Normandy, from the collector base, and there's a different coloured explosion, much like the end of Mass Effect 3. So, there you go. You'll be presented with a different cutscene as according to how many people survived. If all of them survive, then it's just a nice little cutscene of everyone fixing the Normandy, and then you get showed by Joker a picture of Harbinger and all the Reapers coming to the Milky Way. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something from it, and of course, most of all, I hope all of your crew survive. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.